To talk about now is a new approach to digital learning. We all know that since the advent of technology, a lot of things has really happened. A lot of things, a lot of changes are taking place every second, and we don't need to be left out in all of this. The technology which has come to stay has brought a lot of innovation and good things in order to help us in our various fields of life. Today, talking about digital tools, which alternatively can be defined as digital pedagogy, that is, learning using technological tools in our different fields of work. Technology has made it in such a way that everyone needs to be carried along in everything we do. Let us not be left out. We need not to shy away because these things are thoughtful integration of these digital tools, concepts, and methods into our various fields of work, both in teaching or even in our own learning approach. These digital tools goes beyond simply using technology in class or in our places of work, like in the hospital, in schools, in the offices. It means approaching digital tools critically and strategically to enhance learning outcome. In practice, these digital tools focuses on using technology to break down learning barriers and enhance our own experiences. It is rooted in learn-centered educational theory. Educators or even students need to learn these tools in order to follow up with a trending move that is moving on in our world today. First of all, we need to discover which of these tools are available to help us in our places of work and how we can make use of them. We need, for example, a digital lesson might begin with a clear learning objective, such as understanding the concepts of what we need to teach or what we need to learn. Even as a student, even as a teacher, you need to learn digital approaches in your own various field of work. And all of this have been made available to us so long as we have a smartphone or we have a computer, anything that can help us to log in into the internet, we'll be able to make use of these digital tools, and they are very, very beneficial. In fact, I would say that since the advent of information technology, nobody can say that he or she doesn't have access to knowledge, except it is you who automatically decides not to make use of all this approach. And because of this, a lot of education, a lot of instruction, even a step by step guide has been provided for us. Just little attention, little engagement will be able to learn things that will help us more. For example, the use of collaborative Google Doc or interactive quiz to make objective questions, especially for those in the school or in the offices. In this way, it is very, very easy for teachers or those who it to engage the people under them and be able to get response quickly. Educators also need to develop their own digital competencies, the skills to select and use technology effectively. As one digitally engaged or digital pedagogy guides, it means that teachers must acquire their competence to harness technologies their potential and in their own various ways. This professional growth is the key for our own change, and it is the key of what we truly desire. We have to know that to learn requires a little of attention, especially in this modern world, because no matter the qualification you possess, if you don't study, if you don't engage yourself, if you don't update yourself, you will remain as you have been, and the world will keep on changing, evolving, and you remain outdated, just like a program which, when outdated, doesn't move forward until either you remove it from your system or you update it. This is the world we find ourselves in. Moreover, a traditional reading assignment, which we may sometimes engage ourselves, for example, either in a make a survey or writing assignments, all of these can equally be done with the use of technology. The digital method can make learning more inclusive and personalized. Moreover, as more courses are offered online or in hybrid formats, instructors must be ready to engage students outside the physical classroom. This will help to equip educators using the digital tools to design lessons that work in face to face, online, or blended settings, and to use tools like discussion forums, video calls, and a portfolio to foster collaboration and interaction. In summary, using these digital tools enable us to enrich our own knowledge and equally engage our followers, both students or even those under our own system of work, those who we're working with. It's all about leveraging technology in services to clear our learning goals and creating engaging digital learning experiences and support those who need it, especially in this our modern age. The key principles include learning centered design, that is, start with learning objective and add digital tools to support them rather than using tech for its own sake. Active engagement, use collaborative tools, for example, Google Docs, interactive quizzes to involve students' activity in constructing knowledge. Accessibility and inclusion. Choose tools and mentors that provide multiple ways for students to access content and express ideas, thus helping diverse or struggling students. Continuous improvement, that is, reflects on what works. Use students' feedback and data to refine your digital teaching. Stay current by learning new tools and evaluating their impact. You need to think of a recent lesson you taught. What was the main learning tool you used? Brainstorm one or two digital activities or tools that could support that goal. For example, an online quiz, a collaborative document, a video case study. How might this change the lesson? The activity you need to take. In pairs, choose a simple concept from your subject area. Design a digital task around it. For example, students posting questions in a shared Google Doc or creating a short video. Share ideas with the group. Your discussion should be: what challenges might arise when using technology in your courses? For example, students access, technical issues, or resistance. How could you address or mitigate these issues? What you need to do, set up a quick anonymous survey using Google Forms or similar to ask your own students or colleagues about their technology use and preferences. Discuss how these insights could inform your teaching. The essential productivity tools you need. Modern teaching and collaboration are made easier by tools that allow cloud-based file storage and real-time editing. Google Workspace for Education is one popular suite of such tools. It includes Google Drive for file storage and apps like Docs, Slides, Sheets, Forms, and Meet for creating documents, presentation, spreadsheets, survey, and video calls. These tools are designed to be easy to use, private, and to enable real-time collaboration, helping educators focus on teaching rather than technical hassles. For example, Google knows that it works in real-time collaboration and time-saving tools which help everyone stay focused on teaching and learning. Some of the important ones are as follows. Google Drive, which is cloud storage. This is like an online hard drive. You can save syllabi, readings, slideshows, videos, and any files in Drive and access them from any device. Because it's cloud-based, materials are available anywhere and automatically backed up. In Drive, you can organize files into folders, for example, by courses or week, and even color code them for clarity. Share a folder with students or colleagues by sending a link or inviting them by email. Be sure to set appropriate permissions, view only, or edit to control who can change documents. For instance, you can or you might share a course reading folder with view only access so that students or any person you have shared those documents can open the material but not delete them. Using Drive in this way keeps all course resources in one place and makes updating materials easy or even editing the file once automatically updates is there for everyone to see. Google Documents or Google Doc, which is equivalent to word processor. Docs is an online word processing tool similar to Word in the Microsoft. Its key strength is collaboration. Multiple people can edit the same document at the same time. For teaching, this means you can co-develop documents with colleagues or students. For example, instructors often use a shared Google Doc to write a syllabus, lesson plan, or research notes together. Students can work together on group project or peer reviews in docs. Every change is saved automatically and you can see edits in real time. Best practices shows that while this is going on, you have to be sure that if it is not a document you would want students to edit and alter changes, you need to use view only. But possibly you can activate the comment section so that every suggestion that the students or anybody whom you shared your file with can reflect only in the comment section, and you'll be able to know if you need to take such suggestions or you need to discard them. Comments to ask questions or discuss specific parts of the test. Instructors can model this by commenting on students' draft for feedback. Because those live in the cloud, you don't have to email files back and forth or worry about version control because Google highlights, docs, shade, and slide allow seamless real-time collaboration, meaning everyone always sees the latest version. In the Google Cloud, which is the same or similar to presentation, Slide is the cloud-based presentation tool. Use it for lecture slides, student presentations, or interactive class activities. You can add text, image, video, or speaker notes. Like those, multiple people can edit a slide deck together. For example, two co-instructors could work on one set of slides, or students could collaborate on a final project presentation. In class, a lecturer might share slides via Google Meet. So remote or in-person students can follow along on screen. Because slide is online, you can update a presentation on your phone or tablet, and the changes you make will be very visible to everyone immediately. Google Sheets, which is similar to the spreadsheets. Sheets work like Excel in the cloud, is great for data tasks, managing gradebooks, tracking lab results, creating schedules, or analyzing survey data. Teachers can create a shared attendance sheet or quiz score sheet that multiple tiers can update simultaneously. Students can also use Sheets for collaborating and analyzing data in group projects. Since Sheets supports formulas and charts, you can automate grade calculations or visualize class data on the fly. Importantly, like docs, Google notes that Sheets enable real-time collaboration. For example, an entire class could contribute to a shared poll result in one sheet with every change instantly visible to everyone. In the Google form, which can be used for survey or quizzes, forms let you build online forms, surveys, or quizzes without coding. For teaching, forms can be a quick way to give formative quizzes, collect feedback, or take attendance. You simply create a set of questions, multiple choice questions, or short answers, and send the form to the student, and responses will come back in real time into the Google Sheets. Best practices include turning on quiz mode to auto-grade certain question type. For example, an instructor might use forms to make a 5-question pop quiz, and the teacher instantly gets the spreadsheet of the results. You can also use the forms to end of course survey or the crowdsource ideas. Always test your phone first to check questions and permissions. In the Google Meet, which you can equally use for video conferencing, Meet is Google's web conferencing tool. Office hours or meetings with up to 100 participants on free education plan. Higher limits and features are available in pair tiers. Joining a meeting is simple in Google Meet. Participants click on a link and enter with no software download required. Meet is integrated with other Google apps, and you can schedule a Meet Google Calendar or Classroom and invite students automatically. While in Meet, share your screen or slide to present content, use the chat for questions, and if needed, record the session to Google Drive so that students who are not present during the moment can equally watch the video later. And the best practice is organize your drive early, a special example either by semester or by course, and use clear file names and folder structure. Share editing links with care. For assignments, students might get view only access to avoid accidental deletion of those files, and you can use share with specific people to limit access. Engage students to use the same tools. Example, have everyone use the Google Doc for a brainstorm so that you can walk through collaboration together. Take the advantage of the comments and suggestion mode to provide feedback in docs or slide. For mid-session, do a test score to check if the audio or the video or get familiarities with the host controls. That is for the mute or record, etc., before the meeting begins. And the activity you need to take on is create a new Google Doc and share it with colleagues. Practice co-editing in real time. Each person types and uses the comment feature to ask a question or give a feedback. How does seeing live edits change your experience? You need to make a simple Google Form quiz of 3 to 5 questions on a topic from your field. Send the form link to a parent. Answer the quiz and review the response and the spreadsheet. Experiment with turning on auto grading for multiple choice questions. You need to know how Minds use the use of Google Sheet to support your own class. What formulas and features will be useful to you? What you need to do is to schedule a practice Google Meet. Have one person as the host and share a document or presentation. Try using at least two features, for example, the screen share, the chart, or mute participants, and discuss what works well and what was tricky before using them for others. Artificial intelligence tools are increasingly used in education for writing, for research work, and productivity. Here we focus on three examples relevant to academics: the ChatGPT, the DeepSeek, and Grammarly. These tools can assist with drafting content, planning, and writing, but they should be used carefully and ethically. In the ChatGPT, this is content drafting and lesson ideas that will be more convenient for you to use. It is more conventional using ChatGPT AI developed by Open Artificial Intelligence. Educators use this as a support tool for brainstorming and drafting. For example, you might ask ChatGPT to outline a lesson plan or generate quiz questions based on your topic. In practice, teachers might share their own course syllabi or key concepts with ChatGPT and then ask it to suggest phrase quiz or lesson plan ideas. The artificial intelligence can respond quickly with possible questions, examples, or discussions, or even prompts. For example, if you teach mathematics, you can key in some of the concepts of what area you are talking about, and you will be able to get the answers. Mind you, don't rely too much on what the artificial intelligence tells you. You need to make use of your own textbooks, your own intelligence as well, and be able to filter what actually you need. Treat ChatGPT as a coaching tool, not as an authority. Always verify any fact or output it gives you. For example, if it generates an explanation or historical fact that you know is incorrect, it is you who have to just take up the little idea you need and build up what you want. Don't sell your own ideas off. You need to make good use of your own senses and be able to produce something that is very original for yourself. In the DeepSeek, which is normally or better used for research support, DeepSeek is an AI powered tool designed to help with academic research and writing. It can process very lectures up to tens of thousands of words at once to summarize key insights and organize information. For example, DeepSeek's research power feature can comb through dozens of papers on a topic, highlights common findings, and even suggest relevant sources in real time. This can save educators time in literature review or finding background information. Using DeepSeek also offers writing support because it provides content aware suggestions to improve clarity and structure of drafts. A major advantage of this is that it includes academic integrity check. It can automatically format citations and scan drafts for plagiarism before submission. In practice, a lecturer could use DeepSeek by uploading a research article and asking for a concise summary or an outline of its main arguments, or one might use it to draft an essay outline on a given topic. The tool claims to generate 97% accurate structured outlines, which the educator can then refine. However, as with any artificial intelligence, users should critically evaluate the outputs, check that summaries capture the original meaning, and verify references. So, it offers you a helping hand, especially when you are doing a research work. While using Grammarly, which helps in writing improvements, Grammarly is a widely used artificial intelligence based writing assistant that checks grammar, spellings, punctuation, and style. It provides instant feedback on writing, suggesting corrections for errors and improvement for clarity and tone. Studies and surveys shows that most users find Grammarly highly beneficial. For example, 85% of respondents report It helped reduce writing errors, and 82% said it improved the clarity of their writing. Instructors at one university noted that Grammarly was particularly helpful, most especially in building vocabularies, and helped their non-speaking English uh, speakers or students to be able to write their work and correct their tenses before submission. Educators can use Grammarly in many ways. For example, when preparing lectures, slides, emails, handouts, running tests through Grammarly can catch types and awkward phrases and be able to put them into shape. So it suggests that alternatives and highlights some clear sentences and discuss which suggestions to accept. Remember, Grammarly gives you automated suggestions. You need to check up if what it gives you is really what you want, or if you need to make use of other methods to get what you truly need. And so these are part of the things that you need in order to make use of your digital tools to improve in your work. And in designing and delivering online lectures should be clear, concise, and engaging. Start by outlining the key concepts and learning objectives for one session. Plan a storyboard or script so you cover all important points without tangents. Break content into short micro lectures about 10 to 15 minutes each. For example, record a 10-minute segment, one after the other with subtopic, then pause for discussion or a quick quiz before continuing. This gives students attention and prevent cognitive overload. Thank you, viewers. We have to continue this in another session. Thanks for listening. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly do so for more interesting upload and contents that will help you. Thank you. Don't forget to share after watching. Invite your friends to equally subscribe. I remain Sister Prisca Wokore. Under my social media handle, you will find a moment with Sister Prisca. Thank you for joining and God bless you.